Yeah. Okay, so we
Yep.
got the tag titles on the line when we had the British Bulldogs, Kid Dynamite and Davey Boy Smith versus the team of Greg the Hammer Valentine with
Yeah.
Brutus Beefcake, still not the barber, was Brutus Beefcake
Yep.
with Johnny Valiant as their
Johnny
manager.
Valiant. And hey, who replaced Matilda to come in with the who brought in the British Bulldogs? We're gonna talk about Johnny Valiant. You
Was it
had Captain
Johnny?
Lou Albano
Oh,
and Ozzy Osbourne.
Osbourne. Yes. Thank you,
Now,
Raymond. It's the Dynamite Kid, not Kid
yeah.
Dynamite. Thank
Now
you.
I personally like to
Yes.
think that Ozzy Osbourne and the Iron Sheik did all the cocaine and all the Chicago after this match and left the city dry for months.
You would
That's
think
what's
so, right?
happening in my mind's eye that I like to think happened.
I mean, either that or they just took a plane and probably went off to Los Angeles or Las Vegas afterwards
I was hoping to
because
hear more
it's so
from.
close to O'Hare Airport, so they probably just would have been
Yeah,
like,
what? Yeah, it is close to her.
I didn't get enough
Maybe.
of Ozzy Osbourne. I thought he would speak more, or we'd
yeah, I
hear a
thought
little
he
bit
would
more from
like
him.
he would actually bite off a bat's head or something like that. But I love Rose Maharaja. Really, it is amazing that he actually outlived both of them.
It's amazing that he outlived a
He
lot of
actually
people.
outlived still
He
outliving the
outlived
Iron Sheik
Lemmy.
and
I didn't think
everybody
it.
too.
I didn't think it outlived Lemmy.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'm like, fun fact about Maria, one of my favorite songs is Crazy Train, right?
Yeah, you love Crazy Train.
Rest in peace,
And
Randy Rhodes.
yeah, I was like, I like to listen to that on occasion in the morning on the way to work.
Like Jakey Lee. I
So
don't
once
know.
you saw the British Bulldogs in tow with Ozzy Osbourne and their mascot Matilda,
Okay.
and once again you were a fan of Greg the Hammer Valentine when WrestleMania 1 appeared and Brutus Beefcake. So were you kind of torn as to who you were gonna root for because you do kind of tend to go with the faces, not as much as like the heels, the rudos, the bad guys.
I'm a fan of Brutus Beefcake. And I
Oh, okay.
was wondering where the lady that said, "Where's the beef?" Because
Yeah, you should have had her held out that lady for the beefcake when he was walking through, and then she could have said, "There, I found it."
I thought it would have been appropriate, but missed
Yeah.
opportunity.
Really,
You know, she was
Raymond.
an octogenarian when she became famous with that line.
Oh, okay. Did not know that.
Yeah.
Um,
Spoiler alert. This is the only title change of the night.
yes, that is correct. So, I mean, and it doesn't look like the bump looks kind of weird. As far as because the Dynamite Kid is kind of like on the turnbuckle, and
Yeah,
then
he was playing
I
up
don't know
the.
if he was like reaching for a tag or he was trying to come in from like some type of aerial move from the turnbuckle. But how this match ends is Davy Boy throws the hammer into the turnbuckle. The Dynamite Kid goes flying. Uh, then because of the turnbuckle or the hammer being thrown in the turnbuckle, he kind of collapses and Davy Boy falls on top of him. 1, 2, 3. So it did not look like that was the actual call to end the match. But the decision
I'm
they went with, I think.
I'm pretty sure the Bulldogs were going to go over no matter what.
Okay.
Um, you can tell by the reaction, and plus they were so over like with the crowd at that point in time.
Okay.
They were well. No, I think this is right before the Rockers came in. I actually saw the
Mm-hmm.
British Bulldogs wrestle the Rockers live. That's one of the
Oh.
two times I saw Shawn Michaels.
Oh.
But that was way back then because I saw Marty Jannetty too, which not a lot of people can say
Uh,
nowadays. But yeah. Um,
so you
so
go ahead.
they were like a very very popular tag team for the time, and
Mm-hmm.
I think they were set them up to have the belts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it kind of looks like that, but it looked like a weird finish. So maybe that match was supposed to go longer than the 12 minutes we got.
Yeah, I thought
Or
the Hammer did
the
good, but I think what is it? Baby Blue? He had all the moves during that match.
Baby Blue, you
Beefcake?
mean Davy Boy?
Davy Boy.
Davey Boy,
They
yeah.
were wearing blue pants.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
And Union Jacks.
yeah. Baby Blue.
My boy Blue.
Yeah. Well, later on, they would come in with an English Bulldog.
Time to make the donuts. Yeah, I'm like, anybody else have any iconic slogans from Baby Blue Smith?
Yes.
Throw them in the comments below.
That sounds like a blues singer. Baby Blue Smith.
Maybe you can adopt that one and you can take over that moniker.
How
Yeah.
long were the Hammer and Beefcake a tag team? Was it like always or?
Oh, this tag team happened after they lost the titles. Remember, because Greg the Hammer was the IC champion, the Intercontinental champion in WrestleMania 1. So
I know
after
when I bought the figures, they came in a package together. Brutus
Okay.
Beefcake and Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Yeah.
So they had enough impact to require the toy manufacturers to put them together. So did the British Bulldogs. So did
Mhm.
Nikolai Volkov and Iron Sheik. Probably some more. Raymond, help me out with this. What other tag team toys did they have besides those three? There were other ones that was like feuds.
Well, I'm assuming they
But
probably had Hillbilly Jim and someone else together. I remember that one being
Hillbilly Jim, people don't know this. That man is the fastest man on the planet.
Well, he
I'll
was.
show you. I'll give you an
Probably.
example later.
I don't
Super
think he could,
fast.
I don't think he could beat Usain Bolt anymore, though.
I don't know, man. But we'll get to it later.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that. We'll circle back. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. They when they first came together, they built them as the Dream Team.
Mm-hmm.
Greg the Hammer Valentine, and they won the belts like shortly after they got together, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And they won them after Nikolai and
Sheik. Yeah.
the Sheik end up dropping it.
Well, during this match, I think I was asking where the beef was because I don't think he did enough work in that match.
No, and
Hammer was getting hammered.
Yeah, the Hammer
He was
did pretty
the
much
new guy, I think, at that
Oh,
point. Like
Brutus.
he wasn't like
Brutus had already been there for a while. Like me and Ray had covered that he was a friend. He was a friend of
Fred Hogan,
top
yeah.
star. So,
But
you know,
but what I mean, like in the business, I mean, Greg the Hammer had been wrestling for a long time, and I'm pretty sure both the Bulldogs have been wrestling for quite some time.
Oh yeah,
too.
Davey Boy started when he was 13 because his father and his grandfather did not want him living out, having bad influences around him at the time. So they took him to go see a local.
New to the business is what I meant.
Well, I guess compared to Davey Boy
and
the Dynamite Kid, because they had been
and Greg the Hammer.
And Greg the Hammer had been wrestling for some time, so far that he was actually able to wrestle with his dad. Yeah. And at that point in time, when his dad was wrestling, his dad didn't want him, or the promoter didn't want them to know that they were actually father and son. So that's why he ended up being named differently from his father, where he ended up being Greg Valentine.
And then he ended up running security for ICP.
Well, I mean, Baby Blue, I don't know who Baby Blue is, Raymond, but Davey Boy had been wrestling at least for about he started at 13. I think he had his in-ring debut when he was like either 15 or 16, so we're looking at maybe 10 or 11 years when he ends up debuting at WrestleMania. He had been doing some.
They started beating him up young back then, man. I swear to God.
The Hammer started to grow on me towards the end of the match, and I realized why.
Oh yeah, the Hammer just took. I mean,
it's that mullet. It's hypnotic.
Yeah. Well, not only the mullet, but he reminds me of He-Man. Anybody watch the cartoon? Do you remember?
You couldn't have been a kid in the 80s and not watch that cartoon.
I'm just saying, she's saying that he looked like He-Man. There's no way that the physique of Greg the
He-Man
Hammer
had the Prince Valiant.
Yeah. If you are a fan of He-Man and agree, comment below.
So with this match, this takes us away and ends us the night of WrestleMania in Chicago.
I was really upset that the British Bulldogs won that match.
Yeah, I understand as you being a fan of the Hammer and Brutus Beefcake, but sometimes you got to go with the hot hand, or in this case the hot team who's bringing in the views, selling the merchandise, and getting all the fanfare, because you want those people to come back and spread the word to other people, and then get the promotional train going and getting some more seats in the arena.
Even at 7 years old, I thought Ozzy Osbourne was super cool.
He's awesome.
And so whenever he came out, I was like, yeah, if Ozzy's with them, they got to be cool,
Yeah.